November Charlie 4X for Lima, North Carolina for extreme lovers. Dom, the darling old man. Okay, so you've been doing some hunting, hunters, and you're trying to get your numbers up to more parks worked. And you'll find as you do it, sometimes it seems like it gets real busy and you move them up, and sometimes it's like I'm working the same parks, nothing's happening. So this video is going to be based on what some things you may wish to try, and or just to give you an insight as to what's going on. With winter finally approaching us in a lot of areas, activators are not necessarily going out to a lot of parks. And or people like me, we go to the same park. So I'm going to try to share some thoughts and ideas that you may consider. I got me some notes, okay? And that's why the glasses are on, otherwise I hate glasses. But one of the few ways to help get new parks is stay on the spotting page. And when you set it up in a method to follow, you may wish to do it by frequency. And you may wish to have the show QRT so that you'll see who's gone QRT. On the spotting page, for those of you that are new, any activator you go to, right below their spot, you'll see a little green icon. It says history. You can click on that, and every spot comment up to 30 minutes will be there, especially if there's multiple operators, multiple parks, things of that nature that the activator will put when they first start their activation. So if you're out there helping and respotting, and activators love you to respot, please understand that we appreciate you. But if you can see that they're in a twofer, take a couple moments, write it down, and put the same information at twofer in the park number. But for you hunting them, you want to also work at getting all the new parks. So working that spotting page and seeing somebody spotted, don't always look and listen for the 5-9 loud stations. Please don't get caught in that, well, they're not loud enough, I can't hear them very well. Turn the TV down, put the headset on. If you have an opportunity to switch antennas, most of your activators, if they're running vertical antennas, is going to be a little different than running a wire in the sky or a beam, something of that nature, the way propagation is off of our antennas. So if you have an alternative antenna to listen, if you have a vertical antenna versus your log periodic or your 3-element beam or your G5RV or your dipole or your sloper, have another antenna to listen by. I know several stations that have multiple antennas, one for receive and one for their transmit and vice versa. That's just a thought. Something to do, but watch the spotting page, and even if they are light to your hearing, you may be very strong because they're running QRP and you didn't know that. So don't assume that because they're not 5-9 loud all the time that you can't work them. You can. Many of us do it across the pond, park to parks. We see them spotted and we go work them across the pond. Yes, they're light. It takes a little bit more effort, but that's what we do. So be willing to go to other bands. Go to 10 meters, go to 12 meters, go to 17 meters, go to 15 meters. The bread and butter frequencies is 20 and 40. Most hams that are running ham sticks, especially in the wintertime, are going to run 20 and 40. 20 and 40. That's all you're going to hear. There's some of us that will sit in a car and put an antenna up in a tree and we'll run all the bands. So be willing to go to other bands and don't focus just on 20 and 40. You'll get other new parks that you don't normally hear because propagation's different on those bands. So be willing to step outside the 20 and 40. Let's see what else my note says. Use Ham Alert. If you're looking for Hawaii or Tennessee or Texas or whatever state, you can set the Ham Alert program up in one of the triggers for the state. You can set it up for an activator's call sign. I have several activators that I follow. And when they go on the air and get spotted, I get notified and I can run to the radio quick and go work them. It's a nice tool to add to your toolbox when you're chasing activators or you're chasing a state or you're chasing a country or you're chasing a specific park. Yes, anything that's new is going to take you a couple tries to get used to it, but it's well worth the effort if you want to increase your numbers on some of the parks. I find that laying what I call my happy nappy time, I definitely will be monitoring 20, yes, but 17, 15, 12, and 10. I really focus on trying to work those parties. And they're there. They may not be 100% loud. That doesn't make the contact. That helps, but that doesn't make the contact being 5'9". Okay, let's see. Set your own goals. If you're sitting at 4,000 and you want 5,000, give yourself 30 days. Set you a daily goal of 5 new parks a day if you can, or 15 new parks a day, whatever you choose. It's not me. The reason for this video is to give you an idea for you to think about what works for you. Okay? What works for you. My kids are coming in here, the cats. They can't see what Daddy's doing here, so. Anyways, set your own incentive. And then go for it. Keep track of it. This week I worked 13 different parks. I worked 45 people, but I got 13 new parks because many parks are activated by multiple activators out in the field. So now you're working towards a repeat offender for that activator, repeat offender for that park. You're still going to come out ahead. Okay. I talked about the upper bands. The DX now. The DX contacts that you're going to be trying to listen for, they'll be on the air on 40 meters at, and I'm going to use East Coast time, 6 a.m. in the morning, 7 a.m. in the morning. The DX in the United States part of the band, they're out there. So if you have a beam and you want to work some of the DX entities and increase that number and get some of those parks overseas, there's a great opportunity, especially since you can't sleep, especially since you get up early anyways. You may have to rearrange some of your time because of band propagation, 75 meters. There's several folks that will work 75 meters about 8 o'clock until 11 o'clock in the evening on the East Coast side. But you have to be willing to go to those bands. So that's it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Hopefully this will help increase your numbers. If you have other ways that will work for you, don't hesitate to share them. We'll pass it along in another video or something. But Parks on the Air gives you a lot of opportunities to go out and do different things and have fun doing it at the same time. NC4XL, North Carolina for Extreme Lovers. Oh, I'm not. Just Tom, darling old man, 73s.